Exactly. Like what happened? What could possibly happen? I mean, like the Bank of Canada lowered their economic forecast for 2025 and 2026, and they're not even taking into account a tariff war. They're citing lower immigration targets from the federal government, and they now expect the economy to grow at least at 1.8% instead of 2.1 or even 2.3% that they had previously projected. So at the same time, they've trimmed their outlook for business investments and exports. But interestingly, they've actually raised their consumption forecast. So what does that mean for the housing market? What do you think, like, if we were to describe a slowing economy, is that something that we're going to see, um, housing grow, or will it decline along if we're in a recession? Tom, what's your take on that?
Yeah, well, people are still spending, likely because of better wages and lower inflation. So, and I think housing demand might drop, but if the economy slows down enough and interest rates do go down to levels that we were talking about, making borrowing cheaper, then I think that we'll definitely see the housing market and other markets as well picking up. But policymakers definitely they need to be careful when they're managing things like this to keep prices and growth stable. So
I definitely agree that that the real estate market is moving really more in correlation to where the interest rates are and sort of less what the environmental factors are outside of it, because the pent up demand over the last almost 3 years now is ready to explode. So I think that it's going to be really sensitive to interest rates. If rates go up, we're going to probably see a more stagnant market. If rates go down, there are people that have been waiting just for that increase in affordability, that lower monthly payment. If that comes into place, then we should see the real estate market take off kind of as we expected it to, despite what might be happening to the overall sort of GDP and growth for the country.
I'm with you. I think that I hear a lot of people online saying that if we go into a recession, the housing market's going to go down. But I think it's the perfect cocktail for housing to actually take off again. Lower borrowing costs and a weak economy was exactly what we had during the pandemic, and the market went crazy. Certainly, there will be certain sectors, certain neighborhoods, or industry. If there's a town that's particularly tied to an industry, certainly that will have a declining factor. But if you look at a place like Toronto or Vancouver or any of the big cities, I don't see how we will see growth in that in those markets. Lower interest rates is like the catnip for home buyers. Like they're all over it, and people have solid jobs, union, government, those types of jobs. Those people will jump in the market if they've been holding off.
But then you look at our industry as well. Mortgage brokers, bankers, real estate agents, home inspectors, contractors, right? So people are buying. Real estate agents are making money. Mortgage brokers are making money. People are then buying and renovating. Contractors are busy. Then, supply for building materials. Everything starts. It's just a snowball effect, right? So I think lower interest rates with housing demand and housing increase will impact the economy as a bigger whole than just people buying cheaper homes.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure. And lower interest rates are designed to spur the economy on. So, if that drives prices down for consumer goods as well, we get all that spending and all that retail to boot. And hopefully it pushes the economy up and we find some kind of balance where, we can't, the idea that housing will be affordable in our foreseeable future is kind of ridiculous. But if it's manageable, we will take it.
What are you saying, Vaughn? Like, you don't think it's affordable now?
Well, I think what I think this is going to be one of those times in our timeline where we're looking back and thinking, man, I should have bought in 2025.
Usually, right? We always look back and regret the investments. Like I wish that when I was 2, I bought my first property. I'd be a millionaire already. What was I thinking? I was going to kindergarten. I should have been buying houses.